Darrell, I heard your post-match comments at the weekend. Phil, you were very frustrated with the first half in particular. Have you managed to kind of put your finger on what the key issue was and how it can be addressed?
Yeah, there's quite a few things, to be honest with you. Not enough runners at the top end of the pitch, very loose in possession. Quite a few players had an off day, first half. Never really got ourselves going. Even at the start of the second half, we started sloppy. And then when the changes came on, they made a real good impact, and we should have got at least something out of the game. I got back Saturday evening, watched the game back, and that was my thoughts of the game. We wasn't as accomplished, and the performances wasn't as high as has been in recent weeks. And if you come off it in this division, you can get punished. Albeit we conceded a goal, which is their only shot on target all game.
Yeah, the free header as well. I assume that the defensive unit will be really frustrated with that.
Yeah, exactly. We get done in the wide areas, which starts from their goal kick. They get out too easy, so our press wasn't right there for me. Most goals that you concede, there's always 3-4 things that you can look at. I know a lot of people look at the end product. Yes, we have to pick up in the box, but on the company defenders, a little bit of slack, because I thought, in recent weeks they've been defending superbly, and we can't switch off for that individual mistake, one shot on target, but we also have to do it better at the top end of the pitch to make sure it doesn't get to our end of the pitch as easy as it did in that phase of play.
Collectively, it's fairly out of character, isn't it, that first half for the last few weeks?
Yeah, it is, but it still can't be accepted. We talk about it all the time. Complacency. Each team in this division gives you certain different problems. You've got a mixed bag of teams in the division that are a little bit more direct. Some want to build possession-based, very much possession-based. And you have to find ways of dealing with those different teams. And I didn't think we did that as well as we have been on in recent weeks, as well as we did. We didn't get as much control as we'd like. We didn't have enough forward runners at the top end of the pitch to cause them problems. So there's a lot of aspects of our game in that first half that was missing. And we need to get back at it Tuesday night.
Seen a clip of a challenge on Stephen Humphreys in the box that looked like a fairly good shot for a penalty. Is that how you saw it?
Yeah, to be fair, but listen, I mean, how the keeper says Donovan Pines' effort reaches 5 yards out. It seemed to be that we had a lot of opportunities, and you scratch your head a little bit in disbelief how we still lost the game as bad as we were first half, but we did, and now it's about the response come tomorrow night.
I had a check back, and after every single league defeat so far this season, Darrell, you've gone and won the next league game. What does that say about your players from kind of both perspectives?
Yeah, well, long may that continue, but we can't be reliant on that. We have to work, and we have to work hard to make sure that we earn the right to go and win the next game. It's as simple as that for me. I want consistency. I don't want complacency, should I say. We have to do that on a regular basis. I still believe we chucked points away this season where we should have won games. The stats and a lot of things tell us that, but we just need to make sure that we cut out errors and making sure the press and the counter press and all those bits and pieces that come to winning games more consistently. We just need to be better at, and we have to keep growing.
But is that what essentially separates the teams that end up at the top of the table from the teams that end up in the middle of it?
Always, Adam, always. The more consistent with your work, the more you cut out those bits and pieces, the more you don't think the game owes you one, and more your concentration levels and being able to adapt to beat certain teams in the division, and they're the ones that rightly finish at the top end of the table.
Same squad as the weekend? Anyone back? Anyone else in contention?
No, we didn't pick up any injuries Saturday, which is a positive.
Josh Benson, just wanted an update on how he's getting on.
First day back, full training today.
That is a real bonus, isn't it?
Yeah, listen, I want as many players as I can to choose from for the squad. The team's been difficult to get into. The recent run of form, obviously a poor performance first half, gives me a lot of opportunities to think about and make sure that we improve tomorrow night. And everyone's fighting for that shirt, which is good. And injured players coming back. Hopefully Max is only a week away as well, so hopefully we can get as close to a full strength squad as possible.
Was Barry Cotter just a case of numbers, or was that a knock?
No, Barry's been training hard. I've got three right wing backs at the club: Corey O'Keefe, Lofthouse, and Barry Cotter. Lofthouse had been chosen on the bench the last few games because he can play higher up on the left as well. That gives me both options and can cover both wing back options. So, but Barry's training hard, training really well. So we'll see when opportunities arise again.
There's been a little bit of criticism around Luca Connell recently. Do you think he's played his best football yet this season?
I think he had a poor game the other day. Luca's an honest lad, but I think there was numerous players that had a poor performance the other day. Some of the decision making, some of the lackness in our plays, shooting when we shouldn't be shooting from ridiculous distances, and we should find better crossing angles. There's all areas of the game we can be better, and I don't really like singling out any player. Luca's a top player with a great mentality, and like all players, he'll have good days and bad days, and I'm sure he'll bounce back from Saturday's disappointment.
Is he potentially a bit of an easier target for people with the captain's armband, the expectation that comes with the kind of levels that he's hit over the last year or so?
Yeah, I don't listen. I'm not. There's opinions about everywhere in football, isn't there? And I get it. That's why we all love the game. But for me, Luca's a top player, and that's why he gets a massive load of interest from Championship clubs, because he's a top player. So he'll find his rhythm, find his form. He's played some really good performances this season. Like I said, it's not just Luca that sometimes shows that little bit of inconsistency in form. Every player has those days, and it's about getting everybody to the best of their ability. But the effort, the desire, the work he does in the change rooms, and the rest of the lads, everybody's giving it all to be the best for the football club. I can see that.
Some thoughts on Reading for a big win at the weekend. They've not had too many away from home. They're going to Peterborough and taking 3 points with one that I think everyone stood up and looked at that.
Yeah, like any team in this division, they've got the strengths, they've got weaknesses. They've picked up a great result, won a couple of away games, beat Exeter as well, away from home, late end of last month. So respectful. I think the head coach there has done a fantastic job for the circumstances he's had to deal with now for 2 seasons, and deserves massive credit. It's a massive football club, Reading. They've got some good, young, talented players that have now exposing themselves to the second division in League One. They got a lot of games into those boys last year, and they're growing. Without the points total last season, they'd have been up there, and they deserve massive plaudits for that. But for me, I'm looking for a reaction from our players and making sure that our performance is the levels that we need them to be at.
You've touched on it a little bit there, but look, I mean, it must be incredibly difficult, really, for a coach, for a set of players, when there's continuing protests off the field, where there's issues financially, when they're in the headlines for all their own reasons. Just from your experience, how difficult is it to kind of put that to one side and just focus on matters on field?
I'm not sure the players get affected too much, Adam, if I'm honest with you. I've had circumstances like that throughout my career. I think players understand that you're your own manager in this game. How you live your life, your lifestyles, how you play, how you perform. If you do well in the football as a pro footballer, the rewards are there for all to be seen. Footballers are very, very privileged for that. So I don't think it has too much of an effect. I think it's more the people in the building, the regular workers, the office staff, and all of those. They're the ones I feel sorry for more than players do when it's a club like Reading that's had their troubles, and with the owner complications that they're having.
Do you believe in bogey teams? Reading haven't lost in 11 games at Oakwell going back to the late 90s.
I believe in trying to win the next game, Adam. Like stats and all of those things for me all goes out the window come 7:45 tomorrow night. So we need to focus on ourselves, focus on our performance, and I know if we're at the top of the game, we'll give anybody a good game at this level, and rightly so. And we need to keep pushing on.
Well, thanks, Darrell.
Cheers, Adam. Thanks, mate.
Hi, Darrell. You said on Saturday you wanted a reaction from the players. Is that something you have to sort of repeat again today, or do you think they just sort of know it after Saturday?
They'll know it, but they'll know it even more so in a review in a minute, to be honest with you. So you don't really want to say too much after games to the players, because you want to watch it back. You want to see it and see what your eyes have seen in the game on the sideline, then see it on a wider angle on the the rewatch of the game, where there's always, every game you review, there's a good and bad to look at it. So, but we'll be going through a lot more of the bad things we did Saturday, certainly in that first half, rather than the good things.
Obviously, Reading very, very young, one of the youngest in the EFL. I think loads of players in their early 20s or teens. Does that sort of change how, obviously athleticism and pace, and you associate that with young players, but maybe a little bit of naivety as well, potentially? And do you see that, do you prepare for that at all?
Of course we do, yeah. Of course we prepare all our games professionally, in a professional manner, how we think we can beat Reading. So obviously, like you said, plenty of energy, good talented side, but so are we. A lot of managers up and down the country, head coaches saying that we're a pretty good team and fair playing for us. So I'm sure they'll be respectful of ourselves, just like we are them.
One of their young players is Michael Craig, Matty Craig's brother. I mean, two twins, potentially, if they get selected, potentially playing against each other. A bit of an unusual one.
Yeah, no, yeah. I was having a joke with Matty earlier on in the season about that, saying I'd signed the wrong brother, jokingly. So, he's obviously Matty's a great lad. Great, we can see how he's been brought up. That he's had a really good upbringing, a real professional lad that I've got a lot of time for, and obviously his brother's on the opposite team Saturday, which will be a bit strange for him.
Yeah, you've had a few kind of situations like that in the trophy, with a dad being a coach and a son being a player. I mean, I guess you're professional, but at the same time, it must be very strange for those individuals to come up against a loved one. So
yeah, it's probably mixed moments. I think Grant McCann and obviously Bailey McCann in the trophy. So it's strange how the game works out at the time. So yeah, more so strange for them than it is for myself. We just get on with it.
Yeah, Matty obviously hasn't been playing too much recently. What does he need? Obviously, loads of midfielders doing well. What does he need to do to sort of force his way?
Yeah, like I said, it's a strong area of our pitch. I don't want to be making too many changes for the teams that have performed really well over the last 5-6 games as such. So it's been hard to get in the team. Not so much hard to get in the team after the first half the other day, but it's respectful, and I think lads know when the team's performing that they have to step it up in training. They have to wait for that opportunity to come and then take it. That's the nature of the beast. Players are waiting patiently for that, and when they get those opportunities, they've got to take it.
I might be asking this question a little bit too early, with January still a month or so away, but the likes of him and Slanina, I know he's injured, but he obviously hasn't been playing as much before that. Is there sort of discussions within the club and their parent club of sort of whether you change in January or keep them for the season? Is that?
No, what I will say is discussions with me and my boss Mladen all the time, and the recruitment team of where we plan to be heading in January. That's not for you guys, not for anybody at the minute. We always have a plan in place on what we'd like to do in the window, and that's ongoing. I have board meetings every week discussing this, and meetings on a daily basis with Mladen of how we're going to improve, what we want to change around. So, but obviously not for you guys. I know you want to get your hits online, and you want your bullet points that someone hits on your website, but nothing to give. Just that a lot of work's been done in the background.